In this video, we're going to take a closer look at slide builds in ProPresenter. Builds allow you to reveal content on a slide incrementally, one element at a time, instead of displaying everything all at once. This gives you more control over how information is presented to your audience, which is especially useful for things like bullet points, teaching notes, or fill-in-the-blank content. And builds aren't just limited to text boxes. They can also be applied to any element on the slide. Let's start by adding a build. To do this, open a slide in the editor, select a text box, and navigate to the Build tab on the right side of the interface. Next, click Add Build next to Build In. The first setting you'll see is the transition. Transitions determine how each element appears on the screen. In most cases, a cut or dissolve will work well, but you can explore other options depending on the look that you want. Next, let's talk about delivery. By default, a build will bring in all of the text at once on the first click after the slide is triggered. If you want content to appear one item at a time, change the delivery method to by bullet. This tells ProPresenter to reveal each bullet point or each paragraph return line of text individually with each advance. Once you've selected by bullet, you can control when the first item appears. If you want the first bullet visible as soon as the slide comes in, select it in the build list and change its start trigger from on click to with slide. Another option is to start the build from the second bullet, which achieves the same result. Now let's look at another delivery method. In addition to bullets, you can also build content by Underline. This is especially useful for fill-in-the-blank style slides. To use this, underline the words you want to reveal in your text box. Then set delivery to by Underline. These words will start hidden and appear one at a time with each advance, moving left to right and top to bottom. Each underlined word becomes its own build step, giving you the same level of control as you do in bullet builds. It's important to note something here. If your text box has a stroke applied, the underline will default to the stroke color instead of the text color. To change this, open the text settings, click the gear icon, enable custom underline color, and select your desired color. One other note, builds aren't limited to text. You can also apply builds to shapes, images, video elements, or any other slide objects. Simply select the element, and you'll see the same build options available in the Build tab. When a slide contains a build, you'll see small circles beneath it in the slide view. These indicate how many steps are in the build for that slide. If you ever find yourself advancing a slide multiple times and aren't sure why, check for those small indicators. It usually means that a build has been applied to that slide. Now, let's talk about triggering builds. During a presentation, you can advance through a build by clicking the slide, pressing the spacebar, or using the right arrow key. Each of these actions will move to the next step in the sequence. For the first build of a slide, you have 3 trigger options, which are found under the menu labeled Start in the editor. On click will trigger manually, meaning when you hit the right arrow or spacebar, it will trigger that next build. After transition triggers after the slide finishes its initial transition. With slide triggers automatically when the slide is activated. You can also apply delays, up to 16 minutes, for more precise timing of your builds. For the additional elements on the slide, you can choose to start on click, with the previous build, or after the previous build completes. Each of these can also include these same delay settings. Now, let's talk about animating elements when they're leaving a slide. So far, we've only added build ins, but you have the same functionality when you're determining how you want these objects to build out. Build outs work exactly the same way, but instead of making elements appear, they make them disappear. To add a build out, select your element, click Add Build next to Build Out, choose a transition, and arrange its timing in the build order. This allows you to control exactly when elements leave the screen. To wrap this up, builds give you precise control over how and when content appears and disappears during your presentation. This makes it easier to guide your audience's attention and deliver information at the right pace. Once you're comfortable using builds, you can create more dynamic and engaging presentations without adding complexity to your workflow. For more ProPresenter training, be sure to check out the other videos in this series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.